Hello friends, I hope you all are doing great. Today we are going to discuss about the problem fire escape routes from CodeChef. So first let's go through the problem statement. So the problem statement says Chef has been constantly expanding his chain of restaurants. It was getting too difficult for him to manage the finances of so many businesses all by himself. So he has opened up a new accounts office and hired people to help him with this task. There are n people working in this building and each one works in a separate cabin. Chef employees are numbered by integers from 1 to n inclusive. Chef wants to ensure the safety of his employees. He wants to have fire escapes in the building and wants to train the employees to use this by conducting mock drills. So, Chef knows that the number of people are very large, and in order to avoid crowding of a common fire escape route during emergency, he has decided to build multiple fire escapes. For the safety of every employee, each cabin has a fire exit which is connected to one of the fire escape routes. So there is friendship among employees. The friendship is mutual. Like employee I is a friend of employee J. So employee J is also a friend of employee I, but it is not necessarily transitive. That is, if I and J are friends and J and K are friends, then it's not necessary that I and K are friends. Now, if two employees are friends, they do not want to escape through different routes. This means that two friends would always go through the same route. So the task here is the chef wants to have the maximum number of fire escape routes to ensure maximum safety. Also, for every escape route, one of the employees using that route needs to be appointed as the captain. So, the task is to find the maximum number of fire escape routes that he can have in the building and the number of ways of selecting the captains for every route. So, let's go through the important points from the problem statement. So there are n people numbered from 1 to n. There is friendship among employees I and j mutual but not transitive. And the most important point that if two employees are friends, they do not want to escape through different routes. So he wants to have fire escapes in the building and each cabin has a fire exit which is connected to one of the fire escape routes. He wants to have the maximum number of fire escape routes and one captain for each route. So two things are given to us, number of employees and the friendship list. We need to find maximum number of fire escape routes that he can have in the building and number of ways of selecting the captains for every route. Right? So let's go to an example from the problem statement. There are n employees, that is n is 5, and m friendship, that is 3 friendships are given. The friendships are 1 and 2 are friends, 2 and 3 are friends, and 1 and 3 are friends. So here we can see that 1 and 2 are friends, 2 and 3 are friends, and 1 and 3 are friends. 4 is alone and 5 is alone. So it's clear that 1, 2 and 3 are friends. So they will go through one route. 4 will go through one route and 5 will go through one route. But how do we determine that? So we see that 1, 2, 2, 3 and 1, 3 are friends. So they will go through one route. Similarly for 4 and 5. So this is a connected component, like 1 is connected to 2, 2 is 3 and 3 is 1, but not 3, 4, 3, 5 or 4, 5. So we can see that this is one connected component, this is second connected component, this is third connected component. Right, so we have three connected components here. Now number of ways of choosing the captains. Like from the first group, we can have three possible captains, 1, 2 or 3. For second group, we have one possible captain, and from third group also we have one possible captain. So the total number of ways would be 3 into 1 into 1, because from here it could be 1, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, the possible set of captains. Now, how do we determine these connected components? So, the approach would be like, we could consider it as a graph which has n vertices, that is number of employees as vertices and edges as the friendships. So, we need to find the number of connected components in a graph. We narrow down the problem to this point, right? Now, let's go through what is DFS, that is depth first search. So, it's an algorithm to traverse a graph in such a fashion that it starts from a node and goes as deep as possible from that node before moving on to the next node. It follows the approach of backtracking. That is, we go until we can go deep as possible from a node, and until we can't move forward, we backtrack and go to another node. Here, the most important point is the node which is once visited can't be visited again. So each node is visited only once. So the complexity is O of V plus C, that is vertex plus edge, the maximum of the two. So how could we use the DFS to find the connected components? So we will traverse the graph in such a way that we start from a node, and until we have traversed one component, we would traverse the whole component. So for example, 1, 2 and 2, 3 are connected. So we'll start from 1, we'll visit 2, we'll visit 3. From 3 we can't move forward, so that would be a 1 connected component. So we'll increment the counter and move to the another unvisited vertex, that is 4. 4 is not connected to any other component, so it's second, and 5 is not connected to any other component, so it's third. So let's see through the example. This is one graph where 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4 is an edge, 5, 6, 5, 7, 6, 8 is an edge, and 9 is alone. This is a one graph where there are 8 vertices and 6 edges. From viewing it, we can see that there are 3 connected components. But how do we determine that? So let's traverse the DFS algorithm out here, right? So this is how our graph is stored in our memory. So we store it like node 1 is connected to 2, 2 is connected to 1, 3, 4, 3 is connected to 2, 4 is connected to, and so on. We'll also have a visited array where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would be our nodes. So we'll start with a loop which would go from 1 to 9, and if it will check that if node 1 is unvisited, then it will start a DFS from node 1. So we'll start from node 1 and mark it as visited. So node 1 is visited and it is marked visited. So now we'll see 1 is connected to 2. So we'll visit 2. First we'll see that is it visited, it is not. So we'll visit 2 and mark it as visited. Now from 2 we'll go to 1, but 1 is already visited, so we'll go to 3. So we'll visit 3 and mark it as visited. Then from 3 we can go to 2, but 2 is already visited and there is no other edge from 3, so we'll backtrack to 2, and then we'll see is it possible to traverse any other node. Yes, it is possible to traverse 4, so we'll traverse 4. This whole backtracking would be done through stack, where we'll push the nodes and pop the nodes in the way we visit the vertices. Now from 4 we can see that 2 is there as an edge, but we have already visited it. So here our DFS from 1 ends. Now we'll try to do DFS from 2 if it is unvisited, but it's already visited. DFS from 3 is also cannot be possible, 4 cannot be possible, but from 5 it is possible. So we'll start from 5, and here we'll mark a 1 connected component, the increment the counter. So from 5 we could visit 6 and 7, so we'll mark 5 as visited. We'll go to 6. Now it is DFS, so from 5 we went to 6, but now we'll go from 6 to 8. 7 is pushed into stack, but it is not popped out until we go till the end. So from 6 we'll go to 8. Then we'll backtrack, and from 5 we'll go to 7. So this way we'll visit 6, 7 and 8, and this would be our second connected component. Now from 9 there is no other possibility, so 9 is alone, so it would be our third connected component. So this way we would traverse the graph using DFS and find the number of connected components. This would be done through stack. So the solution to the problem which we have is we would find the connected components using DFS, that is a connected component of friends, and for each component we will also count the number of employees, so to choose the unique set of captains. So using permutations and combinations we can select one from each component. So from first set, from our example, we could have 3 captains, from second 1, and from third 1. For example, if we would have a connected component where first component has 3, second has 2, and third is also 3. So number of ways would be 3 into 2 into 3. So this way we will get our second solution, that is the number of ways of choosing the captains, right? So let's move to the coding section. So our input format is we have TS test case, N as nodes, M as edges, and then M lines have I and J as friends. So that's the edge. So let's code it. We have T, then we have a loop for our test cases. We also have N and M, and A and B will take for edges. So we'll take the nodes and edges. Then for M lines we would be taking the edges, right? So we need to prepare a graph. So graph would be of the format vector of int, and I'll name it as v, and we also have the boolean array for the visited nodes, right? So after taking n and m, we need to assign the values to the vectors, right? So for a graph that is V, we would be having n nodes, and each node would be a vector of int. Will not define its size because we want it to be dynamic. And for visited, we would be having n nodes whose values would be false because all are unvisited initially. Now after taking a and b, we'll push that edge into the graph. So it's zero based, so we'll be pushing by -1, and as undirected, so we'll push it both ways, right? A-1 B-1 and B-1 A-1. The format is the same as we discussed in here, like this way our graph would be stored. So here we would get the edge 5 7, so in the fifth node it would store 5 7, and for 7 it would store 5. So this way it would store this. So now we need to write the function for DFS. So let's write the function for DFS. We'll pass the node from which we need to perform the DFS, and first we'll make it as visited, and for all the connected edges, so that would be from 0 to s dot size. This is the position, right? Now for the node we'll be keeping, if it is not visited, the node would be v of s of I. Then we'll call DFS from that particular node this way. So this is how our DFS would work. Now we need to find connected components, right? So here we would keep a counter for that. Let's keep it as 0, and then we will be having a loop which will traverse for all nodes, and if a node is not visited, then we'll perform a DFS from there, and we'll also increment the count because that's the one connected component. We also need to find the number of captains, so we need to find the number of nodes also. So we'll add a parameter here c. We'll pass c, it would be a return value 2, and at the end we would return c plus 1. So it's like from where it was called, that plus 1. So this would be giving us the number of nodes in each connected component, and that would be stored in the result, as we need to find the number of ways of choosing the captain. So we could directly multiply it from here this way. So for all the components this would be done, and as this value would be large, it's given here, so we need to do modulo, right? So we would do modulo after each step. That's the correct way of doing. We need to define it, of course, here. So let's define our modulo, right? So I think it's done. Yeah, now we need to print two things: one, number of connected components, and second, number of ways of choosing the captain. Let's try on this sample input. Yeah, so we have 2 3 3 3 3 8. Yeah, so it's correct. Now let's try to traverse for this particular graph which we have written here. So let's add it here. We have one test case, 9 vertices, 1 2 3 6 edges. Edges are 1 2 2 3 2 4 5 6 5 7 and 6 8, right? So let's see we know that the answer would be 3 connected components, and number of ways of choosing the captain would be 4 from here, 4 from here, and 1 from here. So 4 into 4 into 1, that's 16. Yeah, so we got 3 comma 16. So let's see how this worked. So initially we defined a graph whose value we assigned here, also the visited array. This the same format of graph, and this the visited array. So for each edge, like first edge is 1 2, so we pushed out here, so we made 1 2, and we also pushed 2 1. Similarly, and we pushed 2 3, so it's 2 3 and 3 2. This way we stored it in this format. Now for starting from node 0, so it's not visited yet, so we'll increment the counter 1 and call DFS from node 0 with value 0. So DFS would be called from here, and it would be marked as visited first. So 1 would be marked as visited here, so 1 is marked visited, and from 1 we have started our DFS. Then for all its connected from 1, all the nodes which are connected this way, like 1 to 2, so this is the loop which is doing that. So if it is not visited, that is 2 is not visited, then do DFS from there. And so we'll go to 2 and we'll do DFS from there. We'll also mark 2 as true, so 2 is visited and it's also marked as visited. Then it would go to, for 2 there would be 3 possibilities, 1 3 and 4, but 1 is already visited, so we'll go to 3. Then it call DFS from 3, and then 3 is also visited, so we'll go to 3. From 3 it's 2 is possible, but 2 is already visited, so we'll return the value c plus 1, that is 2. So 2 would be written out here, and from here it would return 1, but adding up here it would become 3, and from here it would become 4. So this way we'll also visit 4 at the end. Similarly, after completion of this connected component, after visiting 4, we have no other possibility to move forward, so it would exit and we would come at our this position. So here result would be equal to 1 into 4. So result would be 4 after first iteration. For next we'll try to do it with 2 3 and 4, but as they are already marked as visited, so we can't visit them, so the loop will go to the next one. So we'll increment the counter by 1. So this way it found one connected component. Similarly, it would do the same for 5, then it would go to 6, then it would go to 8, then it would go to 7, and this would also return 4, and this would be our second connected component. And similarly for 9, so it would be our third connected component, and the values would be, for result it would be 4 4 and 1. So 4 into 4 into 1 modulo mod, so it's already smaller than this, so it will return the same value. So this way our code is working. Let's submit it on CodeChef. So here we have the problem. Let's do the submit and let's see what happens. In the way we are storing here, that is vector of vector, is very optimal because it's a dynamic array and it saves a lot of space than the matrix format. This is the input and output template for my code. Yeah, so the submission is yet to be done. Yeah, so we got an AC, right? So it was pretty simple, right? So I would like to say one thing, that graphs are the topic which seem difficult from beginning, but when you know the concepts and actual happening in algorithm, they're actually very easy. So here, when you know that in DFS what's actually happening, that's just a 5-line code, but that's very important. We need to understand what's happening out here, and from this we can solve a lot of problems. So that's it.